Jenny McCarthy Show.
Oh! Welcome back to the Jenny McCarthy Show. I'm Jenny McCarthy Wahlberg. It's BFF Friday. I got my two BFFs here, Colleen.
Hi, guys.
Lisser.
Hey.
And both of you guys, meet Debbie Matenopoulos.
Hi, Debbie.
Hi, ladies. I'm so excited to be here, but kind of not be here.
I love it. Let's plug your cookbook because I like supporting women selling their stuff. It's all Greek to me. I'm so excited about this cookbook, first of all, because the Mediterranean diet is the diet I think that is everyone should probably live off of.
I completely agree, and my people would agree as well. I mean, they've been doing it for thousands of years, and it works. But truthfully, Jenny, it's finally people are coming around to the idea, like in the last 10 years, that, oh yeah, it is the healthiest diet. It's basically whole foods from this earth that you can pronounce and that are
not processed.
That are not processed. It's about not being processed. Like processed food, in my opinion, is the devil. I have to be honest with you.
It's just like sugar and processed food they can wrestle it out to be who the devil is.
Exactly.
But they're both pretty darn bad.
The recipes in there are really delicious, by the way. There's there were 120. Now there's 135 because we just came out in paperback. So with 15 new recipes. And these are all of my family's recipes, tried and true. And they've been tested for hundreds and hundreds of years. They're really good, and they're good for you. Do you
know
they
for your fat or for health? Or
neither?
Well, the Mediterranean diet, the whole point is that fat is not your enemy, by the way. It's sugar and carbs that turn to sugar. Fat is good for you. You need good fats in your diet to be healthy. As a matter of fact, when I moved to New York and started working at MTV, the same time you were working at MTV, I was eating less because I was being paid so poorly that I had no money for food, to be completely honest with you. But I was eating less. And I ended up gaining weight because I was eating bad food that was all processed just off the streets.
It's totally true.
Yeah. And I went back home to visit my family for Christmas and stayed for 2 weeks. And without wanting or trying, ended up losing 7 pounds just by eating my mom's food.
Yeah, I know. That's when I talk about fat. I mean, the fat that I gained poorly over the years that I want to get back on track. I literally have it in my mission this month to change over our whole way of cooking. So I'm going to get your cookbook. And see
please
how much it helps
do.
me.
No, absolutely. You should try some of this stuff. You'll really like it.
Greek food that people want to know how to make it. Why is it something that people?
Because it's delicious.
Because it is
I
delicious.
love Greek food.
Thank you.
I do.
It's
and Chicago's got a great Greek town.
We do have a great Greek town. Have you ever been to Chicago's Greek town?
I have not been to Chicago's Greek town. I'm embarrassed to say. I'm ashamed. But I love Chicago. I just never have time when I'm there because I'm like you. You're in and out. You work. You get back on a plane.
True.
But you know what? Next time I'm going to make a point of actually hitting Greek town because I've heard it's second to none.
Yep.
What if you don't like pitas or lamb?
That's fine.
Okay, that's fine.
Yep. Oh my God.
It's fine. You don't eat meat, I make lamb. No, if you do.
That's exactly right. That's so
Don't worry, honey, I make lamb. No, you don't have to eat that. There's so many other things. Like souvlaki is not lamb. Souvlaki is made out of beef or pork. You could make so many salads. Saganaki. That's the flaming cheese. I mean, it's pretty amazing.
I'm dying for some variety in different ways to cook. So
look in the book. Termo salata. Oh
That's
my
my
gosh.
favorite.
Listen to that.
Melzano salata is beautiful.
I love grape leaves too, and they're so delicious and good for you.
I want you to do an impersonation of your family over the holidays, and you just got in, and there's a feast on the table. Go.
Oh my gosh, look at you, so skinny, like skin and bones. Serious bacalhau, sit down, you eat something. You have the anorexia. Please, Debbie, why you don't eat the food? Debbie, please. Mom, I'm a vegetarian. Vegetarian? What's this vegetarian? Okay, honey, I'm going to make you chicken. Mom, chicken's meat. Chicken, no meat. Mom, chicken is meat. This is a true story. I came when I was a vegetarian in New York, and I went back home, and she's like, I make chicken then. It's okay. I was like, I don't eat meat. Chicken is not meat.
It's a bird. It's not meat.
Please, honey, more.
That is so funny. What? You sound like you had a good, great family.
I did. They were crazy. All crazy as get out. But you know what? I think I loved growing up in this very loud, crazy family. I mean, there were times where I was really embarrassed because, again, we grew up in Virginia, so you're in the South, and suddenly this loud Greek family moves to the neighborhood, and they're like, who are these people? So, I always had the loudest father at the school or the loudest mother. So that was when you are young and trying to fit in and you don't want to be different.
Right.
It is I mean, it's so embarrassing when your family comes into school and they're like talking like this. What did we do today at school? Debbie, come over here now. And like pulling me by the ear because I've done something bad. I mean, listen, there is no shame.
Oh my God, I would be so horrified. What age is this?
All ages.
I mean, all ages. You're right.
True.
All ages,
I mean, my mom used to wear like the same shoes for 8 years, and she was a lunch mom, and I'd be like, "Oh my God, can you just buy new shoes? I'm dying." And she's like, "I can't because I'm spending all my money on you guys."
Exactly. And now you understand.
I know, and I buy her anything she wants.
I know. I mean, I feel the same way. You had a great family too.
I do. I don't talk to him anymore.
I love JoJo. JoJo's awesome.
My dad. They're all so great. They're all so great. I want to talk about the Home and Family Hallmark Channel.
Why haven't you been on the show yet? You
Why
and your
haven't
BFFs
I?
can come. Ladies, you're all invited.
Is it in LA?
It's ladies' night. Yes, it is in LA.
That's probably why
I
I've
know.
gone,
Why
yeah.
don't you get out there as often?
I did 25 years, and I
love LA.
honestly, there's something about that city. I literally woke up after 25 years and went, I'm moving.
Yeah.
And got in a U-Haul and drove back home. It's so vapid. I didn't want to raise my son there. I just couldn't do it.
I mean, it's difficult. It's also everything is so spread out. It's not like it is here on the East Coast. You know, I've lived in LA for 21 years now, but I'm an East Coast girl. I will always be an East Coast girl.
You'll wind up moving back eventually.
I know.
We always do. We always want to get as far away from home as possible to get as close as home.
Isn't that true? It's so
It's
true.
so true.
But if you are going to come out to LA, come on our show. It's so fun. So Home and Family, I feel like everything I've done up until this point in my life has really led me to this show. It's a 2-hour show. It's live to tape, so we don't cut.
Fun.
It's super fun. And it's like we do a lot of celebrities will come on, like you, for instance, or we do a lot of bands will come on, or musicians. We do cooking segments. We do really cool DIYs, like fashion
it's like a daytime
DIYs.
talk show.
It's a daytime talk show. It's a lifestyle show, really. And we do
Without the paternity test.
without the paternity. Yes, exactly. But we do some DNA stuff. As a matter of fact, Ancestry DNA came on and did all my DNA. So we do stuff like that.
That's fun.
It was super cool.
I'm literally waiting to do that and like having them come back to me and say, we found your long lost sister, and guess what? She's only half human and half cow in Ireland. And this beast gets and they're like, now she's yours. I've been waiting to find
really
someone
cool.
to take care of this. What did you find out about yourself?
Well, I found out that I was a 3% European Jew. Who knew?
That's
awesome.
Yeah, I am.
Jealous.
Well, you probably are too. You could be part of the tribe. You have no idea.
That's true. That's true.
You need to get your DNA done, girl.
African-American.
I'm part Romanian and
I can believe.
a little bit part Turkish, which is understandable because Greece and Turkey's right there.
Totally.
And gosh, there was like 3% Middle East or something. So when I call my family in Greece and I tell them this, I'm like, oh, so they did the Ancestry DNA, and I'm breaking it down. I'm only like 74% Greek, and the rest is all of these other countries. And
Isn't it weird how they don't tell you everything?
yeah. And so I tell them, and they're like, please. That whole part of the world was Greece back then, okay?
Oh, that's
So
great.
before is the Middle East, it was Greece. Before it was Romania and Turkey, it was Greece. So guess what? You still 100% Greek. And I was like, oh my God. I mean, they don't even believe the DNA.
Right. Literally, I remember growing up and I'm going like, what am I? What am I? And my dad was like, you're Irish. You're Irish. You're just Irish. My poor mom, who's Polish,
What meant nothing.
meant nothing. Never even got to tell us I was Polish. And then I find out that I'm mainly Scottish.
Wow.
So I'm like, what the fuck?
Who told you that?
One of my relatives. My dad has 9 brothers and sisters. Are like, we're Scottish. Our real last name is Carty.
Are you serious?
It's not even McCarthy.
I'm dying.
Oh my
No.
gosh.
Your whole life was a lie.
I know.
Oh, you have to do this. All you do is spit in this little tube and send it away, and they send it back 6 weeks later and tell you other stuff. I mean, we even had some lady come on the show and break it down for me. They will tell you, it is really fascinating. They'll tell you where your family migrated from. Like they found signatures and stuff of people.
You have a little girl, Alexandra. How is she doing?
I do. Oh, she's so adorable, Jenny.
How old is she?
She's 3, and I'm so in love with this child the same way you are with Evan. I mean, it changes you on such a deep level. You just become the minute that child comes out, you're a completely different human being. And
I remember you interviewing me about it. I'm like, you don't get it until you have the baby.
100%. You just don't get it. And then nothing else matters as much as this human in front of you. And that
Nothing.
is it.
Not even your dogs. Like my dogs
Zero.
were just tortured in the backyard. Like they were my baby little beautiful Shih Tzus.
Yeah.
Then I had Evan, and they literally lived in the backyard in LA, blended in with the leaves and the bushes, and I forgot I had them. Like, I actually had to bring them back, and then I wound up giving them away once Evan got sick. But literally, your child is your world.
Is everything. But she's right now, I'm sure you have experienced this. I don't know if you ladies have children, but
yes, we do.
There's
A
no
lot.
terrible
Too
twos. It's the terrible threes.
Yeah, that's true.
And especially little girls.
Girls, I can't imagine.
Oh my gosh. I used to pray, please don't let her have my personality, please, God. And well, unfortunately, like my mom said, this is payback for you. She's correct. She is absolutely right.
no.
What happened, what I did to my mom will come back to me 20-fold. It's happening.
Mine was watch me.
Yeah.
Mom, watch me. She's like, no, I've got 3 others to watch. I can't watch you. I'm like, watch me.
I'm pretending to do a radio show. Watch me.
I put my hand over my head like I'm trying to do a twirl. Like, watch me. I'm a ballerina. Watch me. She's like, no, shut up. So wait till your daughter though turns. Like Colleen has 14 children.
Wow.
But she
Also Irish Catholic.
But the girls tell
it a reality show?
When they start to tell stories about like middle school that are endless,
Oh,
and you just
no.
want to shoot yourself in the head, like Sarah did this to me today.
But you pretend like you care.
But they also talk like this. I've noticed the teenagers. So my name is Debbie Matenopoulos. Everything they say is like a question.
Oh, it is.
Oh my gosh, so today I went to school. Well, is
That's
it
in
a
LA.
statement? What are you saying? Why are you saying it in a question form? Your
Literally-
name is Debbie.
I literally had that accent of intonation, LA intonation when I lived there. I was like starting to talk like this, and then I'm like, no, I gotta get back to
I'm
Chicago.
going to yoga. I'm on my way to Pilates. Stuck in
talk like
traffic.
I want to talk to you more about some fun past shit. E,
Yeah.
when you're part of E, how
Yes.
long were you on Fashion Police?
I relaunched Fashion Police after when they got rid of Joan the first time. They got rid of it for like a year, and then I was there already doing red carpets with Ryan, and they had just started doing they created that show for us, for me and Kat and Sal, the Daily 10. And then they were like, will you do Fashion Police too? Oh, actually, no, Fashion Police came right before we did the Daily 10 because it came right off of the Golden Globes. So I ended up doing that. I was hosting that for 6 years.
Holy
I was
shit.
there a long time.
Isn't
yeah.
it weird how things have changed with Fashion Police?
Oh
now
my
that
gosh.
it's gone.
Yeah.
But the how it transitioned from a show that was authentically honest, I'd say,
Yeah.
sometimes brutally, to everyone's a winner and looks great.
Right. It's very celebratory. That's
It
right.
is.
But when Joan was there, I will say I got in trouble a few times for saying things where the publicist would call E and be like, can you please tell her not to say carry underwear?
Yeah.
And I was like, I go, wait, I love her.
I love
think
that.
she's beautiful. I go, there's no I'm not trying to insult her. Legitimately, I said she was the most beautiful on the red carpet. They were like, yeah, but she said her name underwear. And I said, okay.
You go, that's because it's funny.
I just like, it's funny. Yeah.
Trying to be funny. Jesus
So anyway,
Christ.
I apologized to her and I was like, look, I did not. I was all in good fun, and I think you're absolutely gorgeous. And I was giving you the best compliment, saying you have the hottest legs. She goes, yeah, but people used to say that to me in high school. And I was like, oh, okay, I got it. It's like a past stuff.
Okay,
So anyway, I mean, there were times I really wasn't I wouldn't say the things Joan had the nerve to say, which, to be honest with you, I preferred Joan's Fashion Police over mine because the stuff that would come out of her mouth was so hysterical.
And all hers.
All hers. And
She
but
had a
on
writer.
top of it, it was like, I think coming from somebody like Joan Rivers versus coming from somebody who was in her early 30s saying that,
I get it.
yeah, people don't want to hear it from somebody in their 30s. From Joan,
Exactly.
they're like, yes, say it, bring it, because
Right,
it's
right,
Joan,
right.
say something mean to me. Say something mean to me,
Right.
Joan.
Which is
She
why
named
I
me the worst dressed at the Academy Awards one year. I was like, oh my God, this is so an honor. The Golden Hanger Award for the worst dressed. Thank you, Joan. I think she did call me a whore that year.
Oh my God.
which
Were
is
you like,
even
it's
better.
the best?
It made my mom cry. I remember that, but I was
my
like so
goodness.
excited.
Which
I have
kind of
to
makes
ask-
me look forward to being an old woman, because I feel like with the older you get, you could say whatever you want and people just kind of laugh and go,
It's true.
she's old.
Oh my God, that's right. On radio, and you get away with so much more. I'm talking to Debbie Matenopoulos. She promoted 2 things. Cookbook. It's all Greek to me. I have to literally download it right now. It's all Greek to me. Also, Home and Family, the Hallmark Channel.
You have to come on the show. I'm telling you, it's so much fun.
Absolutely will. Then
10
I go
a.m.
to
Hallmark.
LA and I get a passport, but I'm not done with you yet.
Okay,
I want to
okay.
talk about you were one of the original 5 in The View.
Oh, come on, girl. You were there
now
too.
that there's
Hey,
been
girl.
75, like a rotating door more
Yes,
than most
isn't that
tours.
interesting?
It doesn't surprise me. You would think
Because
that
you
they'd
sat there, you know.
I know, and you
Yeah.
would think that they would figure out the common denominator. But what did you think about the transition throughout the years?
You know what I always say? Like, it's a very exclusive club. The 15 or 16, well, it was, how many of us was it? There was about 17 who went through there through the years. So it's a very exclusive club.
Yeah.
Well, now there is, but
Yes.
when you were leaving, there were only about 17 of us. Remember when we did the big reunion?
Yes.
Yeah, so there were like 17 on that stage. But it's, unless you sat there, it's kind of like having a baby. Unless you've experienced it, you will never know. And
Unless you've been kicked underneath the table by Barbara Walters,
right.
you have no idea.
You have no idea. You just don't know unless you're there. So, I always say people can say whatever they want from the outside, but until you've lived what we have lived, you have no clue what is going on there. And it's easy for everyone to watch that show live and start, spewing their opinions at you, but they don't know. They
have no idea.
Yeah. So,
and that's a quick way to realize how much your opinion can get you into
so much trouble. So much trouble.
And they want you. The whole show is about giving your opinion,
right?
But they
not
almost,
really.
But not really. I mean, they literally want you to be gladiators before you go out there and just fight. At least by the time I got there, it was like, so and so hates you. Go.
Oh God.
I mean, it was like unbelievable.
Oh
but,
no, that's too much.
Give me your favorite Barbara Walters story.
Oh my gosh, there were so many. Oh, so I remember. So Barbara said to me, it came up somehow about my Greek name being Vespina. I don't know. We were at dinner somewhere at Le Sueur because she used to take us those fancy dinners. I'm sure you went to some of the fancy dinners. So it came up that my name was Vespina and not Debbie. And she looked at me without skipping me. She goes, "Oh, we would have never hired you with that name."
She
said,
did
"Wow,
have a little
thanks."
Lisa Vanderpump in her back in the day.
Yeah, she spoke with a British accent in my mind. I was like, wow, okay, thank you. But they're endless. They're endless. And she was Barbara's funny. And Barbara's
She's funny. She has her moments.
She has her moments. And she's also she kind of has this naughty thing about her sometimes. It's like, I would have loved to have hung out with her when she was younger. You know what I mean?
She's when you're out to dinner or something, she just wants to talk to you about sex.
Yes,
your sexual
and you're like,
flings.
this is crazy.
Oh no, she wants to hear all about it.
That's awesome.
No.
When one of my first weeks there, I could always tell when she was coming after me because I heard shuffle down the hallway and it was getting faster. I'm like, oh no, she's coming towards her. So and I was here in my dressing room and I slowly open it and she's like, hey. Are you the one that left the tampon floating? Because there was one bathroom for the entire floor. And we're talking
sure it was you.
Crew, producers, it wasn't.
Oh, I know the bathroom. I can't
Talent.
believe they never changed that. I mean, in all the years, and I came back for the reunion, I'm like, still they have one bathroom? I mean, they're making money hand over fist. For the love of God, find a plumber.
I go, listen, Barbara, I swear it wasn't me. And she's like, it's got to be. I go, I don't have my period right now, but I'm more than happy to go and flush it, which I did. Then she got stuck in the bathroom once.
Oh, dear.
And she had to crawl out from underneath.
Oh, no. Dear.
Oh, no. There's so many great stories.
And they still didn't get a new bathroom?
They still didn't get a new bathroom. But now they've moved locations.
I know. I saw their new spot.
I wonder what Barbara, I know, I wonder, I mean, I know what she actually thinks about all the transitions of the show, but
She's not happy with that.
hell no.
No, this is a show that, I mean, she's a trailblazer. Anyway, people could say whatever they want about Barbara, but seriously, with all this stuff that's happening now and the Me Too and the Time's Up, if it wasn't for her, a lot of this stuff wouldn't have been able to be happening.
Female anchor.
She was hashtag first boss. How about that? I mean,
she was hashtag pay equality right away.
Exactly. From the
Speaking
beginning.
of pay equality, since you did work at E and you did work with Kat, Team Kat.
All the way.
Yeah, Kat's my girl. We did Daily 10 together. She's a very good friend of mine, and
Love her.
I mean, I don't think anyone in this room or any of us talking here would disagree that's not cool, you guys. That was so wrong. Like if you're doing the same job, you should get the same money. What are we living like in the 1900s? She was co-hosting that show with him most nights. They just hadn't found a permanent replacement for Juliana yet. So no one had a contract. All right. So she was working, still doing the same job every single night and had her own daytime morning show.
Correct.
So she was doing almost double duty.
Right.
So when you find out that there's such a huge discrepancy in the pay gap, I mean, that was insane. Mm-hmm. That's like he was getting paid twice as much. And frankly, I'm not an executive. However, I don't think that's fair. It's not fair. If I'm doing the same job, I should be getting paid the same amount of money and working as hard as the other person.
I agree. I mean, and do you think things will change because of that?
I hope so. But I mean, they can make all the excuses they want. And because, you saw the statements they put out. It's offensive when you see a statement like that to every woman. Because it says to me that they're not going to change. They're like, that's not true. That's not how we treat our employees. Well, it kind of is, because here the numbers don't lie. Like, you did it, and here's the numbers in black and white. And honestly, any other person, any other woman who's worked there in the past, with the exception of G, because, I think she was probably the highest paid person there.
Of course, yeah.
Because she put the first brick in the building. I mean, she's been working there from the beginning. You know what I mean?
Totally,
She
totally.
did. Like, literally, she started as an intern. She's been there forever.
Wow.
So it's, so she deserves to make the most money. She's been there longer than anybody. But, I don't know if I agree with what they're saying about that. And I hope it changes. I think it's put a fire under a lot of people to change the way that they are going to go about business. And I think a lot of people now, women aren't going to stand for it anymore. Like, we're not going to go in and go, well, he is kind of like the anchor and I'm the co-anchor. No, women aren't going to do that anymore. It's over. Like, you're going to pay me the same or I don't want to be there. It's not fair. Know your worth.
And then to have Eve fire the producer that let that interview air at the Emmys or something like that. Mm-hmm. Ava Longoria talked about, Team Cat, and the producer that let that air got fired. Well, they say it wasn't for that reason, but let's get real.
I mean, this is what I really believe. I think there's a bigger problem with the network than it is with the people inside of the network. I think when all of this keeps happening, and it shows it shows where they stand, and that's an ugly way to be. Like, who wants to work for a place that does stuff like that?
No, I know. And I really thought for the red carpet, I know we have to go soon, but they should have switched places that time for the Academy Awards. They should have had Juliana on the red carpet.
Oh my gosh, I said the same thing
at the table.
I said the same thing because it's the Me Too movement. It's the time's up. I mean, wouldn't it make sense to have the girl there, the woman instead?
Of course.
I mean, it didn't even. I was like, who made that decision?
Debbie, I love you. I could talk to you forever.
I know.
I'm going to come on your show.
You
Home
better.
And Family.
You always say it. And I mean, I even got JoJo to call you that day from set, and you said you were coming.
I never go to LA, but you know what? I have to do a press tour soon for my own self. So Home and Family, Hallmark Channel, check it out. Also, the cookbook. I'm downloading it right now. It's all Greek to me.
I'll send you a book, girl. Do you have to order it? Oh, there's actually one here. Here, you can have it.
Okay, good. But I also like it on my phone that I can put on my Amazon. I love you. Congratulations
I love you
on
too.
all your success.
Thank you. You too, honey. It's so nice to meet you, ladies.
Bye.
Bye. Nice to meet you.
We'll be right back, you guys.
Jenny McCarthy Show. Oh!